Teddy McPherson's away well, so is Caden Harris. Who's going to have the lead into the first corner though? It's got to be McPherson, but he's dropped back and Caden Harris has now got that lead. That's exactly where he needs to be. Over his shoulder though, Tommy Brown is trying to force something through as Will Hands finds a great line and manages to jump ahead of Harrison Foley, but up ahead it is Caden Harris who has the lead. Tommy Brown is in second place and McPherson in P3. That's a disaster from him off the start. He had that pole position but just got left standing, didn't he, on that start line. So Caden Harris in the position he would love to be throughout the rest of this season, keep taking these victories, securing it, but it's not going to be made easy by the two behind. Tommy Brown trying to force his way up the order. Teddy McPherson will not be happy with third place at all out here and goes straight into the Joker, getting it done very early on. 6 laps including a Joker for these finals. In and out he goes, drops back behind Will Hands who gets sideways. Oh, he's got sideways and allows them through. I thought he may have got in the way, but luckily from McPherson took that Joker and manages to jump ahead. I thought he might have had to take some real evasive action there to avoid Hands, but luckily not so. And McPherson is in P4 and is stuck behind Harrison Foley, and stuck is not what he wants to be. He needs to get past, needs Harrison Foley to almost allow him through. Harrison Foley is not going to allow him through easily and is holding up McPherson. He needed to get that done. He needed to get past Foley as quickly as he could and has done. He is the only one that's jokered so far, as into the Joker now goes Harrison Foley. And Tommy Brown has also gone into the Joker. So Tommy Brown, Harrison Foley and Teddy McPherson, they have jokered. Caden Harris is the only one of these protagonists who has not jokered. He leads the way as they travel around again. McPherson has got the jump on Tommy Brown, and that is hugely important when it comes down to the championship. The significance, well, we'll only know the outcome as the season goes on, but it is Caden Harris who's up ahead, 4.9 seconds up the road from P2, Teddy McPherson, but he still has to joker. The gap between P2 and P3, not much in it, half a second or so. It is starting to grow though, isn't it, Teddy McPherson? And in and out of the Joker, Caden Harris, he did that beautifully. He couldn't have made a mistake, and he didn't make a mistake. He got in, he got out, and is only just ahead of McPherson. These two in the championship, you can't separate them, and you can barely separate them on track as well. They're only 0.6 of a second between them. You can see the gap. It really is so close. One makes a slight error. The other one you suspect is going to pounce. And look at that. Teddy McPherson's closed the gap brilliantly there on that exit. It's so tight. You can't call this one. Any slight mistake from Caden Harris and he is going to fall foul to Teddy McPherson, who's starting to gap Tommy Brown. These two not holding each other up. They're focused on the race. They're focused on pushing forwards. Tommy Brown has fallen away. A very different line. Teddy McPherson's asking the question, and sideways they go, and there is contact between the two, and McPherson has jumped ahead. Contact between the two there. It looked to me like Caden Harris just tried to slow it up too much on the corner and allowed McPherson through. There was definitely contact, but there was nothing McPherson could do. Harris slowing way too much, and McPherson wasn't expecting that and went into the side and able to get ahead. There's no chance he's going to give that position back, Teddy McPherson. This may come down to a steward's decision, but I tell you what, Teddy McPherson will be arguing there was nowhere he could go. Teddy McPherson's got into the Joker. All have jokered in this race, so Teddy McPherson comes down to this 6-lap race. Complete this lap, one more to go. Around he goes for the penultimate time. Got to keep it together, and Teddy McPherson will be taking the victory here. They're on the final lap. Disappearing up around the Toyos, around Brooklands hairpin now, and disappearing along the Speedway straight before it gets loose after they turn right onto Carter's hairpin. Very loose around there. They'll take the left around Hanson's, get back onto the tarmac for Ollie's, then finish it off on the final right-hander at Senna's. It has been a real battle between Teddy McPherson and this man, Caden Harris. Tommy Brown out of the picture in P3. He leapt off the start, couldn't quite keep it in position though. This will go down, I'm sure, to a steward's decision or a steward's inquiry, but I'm pretty sure it's going to stay the way it is on track with Teddy McPherson going around. He waves his hand, crosses the line, takes the victory. Significant, we'll have to wait and see, but a victory for Teddy McPherson, provisional as it stands. A victory for Teddy McPherson, second for Caden Harris, third for Tommy Brown, fourth for Harrison Foley, and over the line, oh, not over the line, Will Hands collects the tyres, sticks into reverse. All he had to do was drive around the track. There was no one in the battle for that position. It was Will Hands tying himself up with his own hands there as he goes across the line to take the final position, P5 in that final. There's the classifications, provisional at this stage. Teddy McPherson, Caden Harris and Tommy Brown rounding out the podium.